Hey, Warrior Nation, let's talk all things Warrior Fusion style classes, Warrior mashups, shortened class durations, and special events. So this all kind of falls under the same umbrella where we want to sort of reestablish the parameters around marketing your unique versions of our formats so that they clearly indicate that they are warrior formats, so that you're protecting the trademark, you're protecting your certification, and you're protecting the brand and helping it grow. In other words, we want people to know that your Fight and Flow isn't just some random class called Fight and Flow, because that's not a certification. That's not a thing, and that doesn't directly suggest that it's warrior programming. So we want you to make sure always in your marketing efforts, your what goes on the group fitness schedule, what you post, how you type about what you post. We want to make sure it clearly identifies your fusion style, mashup style class as a warrior blended, as a warrior fusion. So we're just going to give you some, I'm going to give you some examples and help you sort of navigate these waters. All right. So first of all, we absolutely love it. Like, keep it coming. We love seeing these fusion classes coming. It makes a lot of sense. And it's a great way to spice up your classes on the schedule and your special events. And there are some versions of, or some ways you could shorten a class length that you wouldn't want to put on your schedule. So let me get there. But first, let's talk about what I mean by fusion style, mashup style. You could use those words interchangeably. You could call it a mashup. You could also call it a fusion. So we're talking about like when you take half hour of warrior strength and put it with half hour of warrior rhythm, or half hour of warrior rhythm and put it with warrior combat, or half hour of warrior strength and put it with warrior combat. The crossover combinations are limitless and they're very fun, very exciting. So for example, with, let's say, warrior combat and warrior rhythm, which has been such a popular mashup, many of you have been calling this mashup Fight and Flow. Now, that's cool as long as it's clearly identified as warrior. Remember, warrior is always in all caps. Warrior, fight, and flow. Or warrior rhythm and warrior combat mashup, or fusion of warrior rhythm and warrior combat, as long as you're clearly identifying it as warrior in the title, and also in the description. And then also you could use the logo, like the Lotus logo. And that Lotus logo kind of represents, it's kind of the umbrella logo, if you will, for any and all of our formats. So this way, someone doesn't just stumble upon your class name called Fight and Flow and not know that it's a warrior class. Got it? Okay, cool. So I'll just apply that to however you want to mash up the classes. Make sure you start it with the word warrior. And then the same applies for your half hour versions of our class. So like maybe you just teach a fight night. Maybe you just teach a fight club. Maybe you just teach a get pumped. Maybe you just teach a cardio countdown. I know this is a lot of you because the half hour versions are so popular. So make sure you, again, identify it as warrior. You're using our Lotus, you're using the word warrior, and it's clear that it's not just some random class called Get Pumped, because that's not a certification. So let me then segue into, let's say your class is 45 minutes long and it's warrior rhythm. We would want to make sure that you, as you're shortening the class length, of course, that you're making good decision, and then it makes sense physiologically, and then it makes sense practically. Like obviously, if you're going to do the flow, you have to do all the builds. But also like knowing that the description of warrior rhythm says it includes a little bit of hit and a little bit of lift, then your shortened version of class should also include a little bit of hit and a little bit of lift, even if you're taking out a song here or a song there. Now, if you're doing like a special event somewhere, maybe at a vineyard or in a Lululemon, and there's no equipment, or it's you only have half an hour or something like that, and you just wanted to do like maybe just the yoga-y parts and take out the hit and lift, you could do that for a special event. In a similar way, I just recently did a booty class, a warrior booty class, and it was 30 minutes long, and I took booty sections from warrior combat and booty sections from warrior rhythm, And I think that was 6 songs that I put together in this 30-minute booty class. And it was amazing. But we couldn't put that on our schedule because it's not a certification. It's not a format. It was just a special event. So I hope that gives a little clarity. We support it. We love it. Keep doing it. Keep rocking it. But let the world know that it's warrior that you're representing. All right, you guys, if you have questions, let us know.